Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching. Today is going to be my very first cash stuffing. This is from Paycheck from January 5th. I actually was holding it till I got everything together to document the beginning of a new leaf in my financial journey. So thank you again for watching, and I'm going to count it up and we can get started. Today we're stuffing $682 plus a little bit more. I'll tell you about this later. So we have 400 in large, 2, 4, 6, 8, 100 in 20s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110 in 10s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Let me start. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Correct. 50 in 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 in singles. All right, so this is my solo dolo, my only little cash stuffing binder so far. This will be the first time I'm stuffing it. With the January 5th paycheck. I don't feel comfortable cash stuffing yet. I want to wait till I'm a month ahead fully, and we'll get to that soon. But I want to be a month ahead before I start pulling out cash in general, just for daily. I like to swipe my credit card instead. So maybe I'll do sinking funds instead of that, adding more sinking funds instead of pulling cash out for my daily variable spend. For my bills, like I said, I want to be a month ahead on my bills before I pull cash out to stuff my bills. So I appreciate y'all following me on my journey. So let's get started with, Let's get started with how I actually got started or was inspired to start cash stuffing. So, I'll set this aside for a second. I'm in the process of moving, and I knew I needed to budget ahead. So I sat down and made a list of everything that I would need, and a budget on what I may need to spend for each category, if you will. And honey, I started out with actual envelopes. None of this, I just bought this. Actual white envelopes. I went to Sam's, picked up a box of envelopes and said, I'm just going to stuff these and set the money aside. And it has actually helped, as you're going to see. So number one was for an apartment, a new apartment in a new city that I'm moving to. App and admin fees, when you're applying to a new apartment. My goal was $250, and I gave myself a deadline of December 13th, and I reached it November 25th. So I've already secured an apartment in my new city, so that was deposited and paid. Actually, it was deposited and paid, but I actually didn't need the $250 because admin fees in the application, I wasn't charged for that. I was charged a $250 reservation fee to hold the apartment because, like I said, I'm pretty early and try to be an early planner on things. So to reserve the apartment, I had to pay a $250 reservation fee, but I wasn't charged an application fee or admin fees. So I had the money regardless. So the money was there, paid, done, empty envelope. Second, I set a goal for $250 for a deposit. Deadline again, December 13th. Met that November 25th. So that's done. So with the deposit, I actually only needed $100 because I had good credit. So hey, shout out to good credit. So I split up this envelope. I kept the $100 for the deposit and I transferred that over to another envelope. And the 150 I transferred over to my first month's rent envelope because my deposit and my first month's rent and some other fees all need to be paid with a cashier's check in one lump sum. So I transferred this money over, but the bottom line is that I had the money because I set it aside. So that's done. Now, one of the envelopes that had money transferred to it was $100, again from this deposit envelope, was for movers, which was going to be my biggest expense in moving because I didn't want to have any type of stress about moving. I wasn't about to ask anybody to help me. Like, I really didn't necessarily have a lot of people to help me, and I wasn't trying to bother nobody. I wanted professionals. I wanted it done, and it's going to be a long distance move, so I didn't want to worry about it. So, sure, yeah. So, my original budget was $1,800, and that's after getting several quotes. I met that goal. I set a deadline for December 31st. I met it December 22nd. So I had $1,800 in here, stuff done, ready to go. Something told me to do a second round of quotes. That's something being parental consultation, if you would. My father told me to get a second round of quotes and make sure that the companies were insured and had bonds and were professional, check Better Business Bureau, etc. And majority of the companies that I initially got a quote for had none of that. So I had to go back, find a new company, and they gave me they gave me a quote, but it wasn't an estimation. It was a flat fee, and it came out to be $2,013. So I had to go in and add in that amount of money, and I did so on December 29th. Bottom line, movers is paid for, and because I know the budgeting cash stuffing community likes to count, I figured we count what I saved up. $2,013. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2,000, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 2013, ready to go. I'm getting ready to deposit this into my bank. Probably should go ahead and just deposit it now, so I can book the movers that quoted me this amount of money. So done. Peace of mind. All from planning ahead and calculating each check since like October, when I officially decided to. September, when I officially decided to make the move bit by bit. So cash stuffing, like, it works, and it has worked for me so much. I decided to make this my new way of money management. Moving on. So my first month's rent came out. First month's rent deposit and some other fees came to be $1,186. Originally, I was just guesstimating what my rent would be. Rent is crazy throughout the U.S. everywhere. So I said $1,700 is the absolute most that I'm willing to pay a month without feeling sick to my stomach and without being house poor. So I got that amount of money, stuffed it. Looks like I gave myself a deadline of January 17th, met that December 24th or 22nd, it looks like. And again, transferred the $150 for my deposit in here because I have to give them a cashier's check for my first month's rent, deposit, and other initial fees for my new apartment. So we can count that out. Again, $1,186. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1,100, 2, 4, 60, 1,160, 70, 1,180, 1,185, 1,186. So I'm gonna also go and deposit that because I need to make the cashier's check to give to my new apartment. The next envelope I had packing, moving materials. I gave myself a budget of $200. My initial deadline was December 31st. I had that December 24th. The envelope is actually empty because I decided to keep the money in the bank because at the time I was like, okay, I need to go ahead and start buying boxes and start boxing stuff away. So I kept that money in the bank. I actually have about $100 of this still left in the bank that I haven't spent yet. I'm just trying to wait and see how much more material I need, if I need any more. Packing material is expensive, and that's absolutely ridiculous. Thankfully for me, I kept boxes from my previous move, so I didn't have to buy so much, but I've also accumulated more things since I've been in my current apartment almost 2.5 years. So I've accumulated more stuff. So I'm still gauging, and I have the wiggle room because I budgeted it and I saved and I kept money instead of spending and splurging. I'm a spender. So instead of spending and splurging, I kept that money and I have it. And I'm going to keep it there until I'm basically packed up and moved, and I'll decide what I want to do with the excess money. More than likely, it's going to end up being a part of my buffer. And last but not least, I have the envelope for my March rent. So February will be my first month, but it'll be a partial month, partial month that I'll be moving about midway of February. I said when I move in, I want to be at least a month ahead on my rent. And so I started this envelope, and we'll be stuffing this envelope. This envelope will actually be the first envelope I stuff here on YouTube in my new method that I'm enjoying and that I've been enjoying watching, by the way. You ladies are awesome. Y'all really inspired me. Pink X budgets, baddies and budgets, oh my gosh, budgeting with Bay, Envelope Esquire, I think that's her name. I should have wrote down names, and I'm actually gonna shout y'all out because y'all really inspired me to just do this and keep track, and I love the whole community. Anyway, moving on. March rent. I gave myself a budget. This is not my rent. My rent is not $1,900. Absolutely not. But rent, other fees, and giving myself wiggle room for the water bill, I said I'm just gonna say $1,900 is what I'm gonna put in this envelope to cover me for March rent, and whatever's excess is just gonna go towards buffer, or I'll divvy it out in another way, or I'll apply it to April's rent. So I'll be partially ahead with April's rent. So we can count this. I don't have $1,900 in here actually, but we're gonna be counting this today, and then we're gonna stuff this today. So I have in my March rent envelope 100, 50, 200, 2, 4, 6, 8, 300, 2, 4, 6, 8, 400. So today we're going to be adding $412. That's 1, 2, 3, 400. 10, 11, and 12. Hopefully y'all can see this good enough. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 400, 10, 11, 12. 412. So as of now, we have in our March rent envelope 1, 2, 3, 400, 50, 500, 50, $600, 600, 20, 40, 60, 80, 700, 2, 4, 6, 8, 800, 10, 11, 12, $812 in my March rent, so that when I move in, I'll have the next month's rent, and I'll be able to pull out the money and cash stuff for the April's rent. I have a deadline of February the 2nd to reach this goal. I'm pretty sure I'm going to reach this goal at the end of January. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll have this money in by the end of January. So that'll be another deadline that I beat. And that's just to being more mindful with my money thanks to this method here. But let's move on to my sinking funds as it is now, what I have. So for what I have here, let me explain this first. What I have here in my black binder for my sinking funds, it's only 6 envelopes that we'll be stuffing, and I don't want to add more envelopes until I have more envelopes in mind. I don't want to add them until I have at least one stuffed in full in the bank, or stuffed to the goal that I'm comfortable with. So I don't want to put pressure on myself by having 3 or 4 binders, and I haven't even reached my goal with what's most important to me. So I have put my sinking funds in order of what's important to me and priority, and I'm not gonna move on or add more to stuff until I actually have met the goals, or close to the goals for my sinking funds that I have in now. So we'll start with these first 5 or 6, and we'll add on as we've reached certain goals. So with that being said, for month ahead, we're going to add $5. Why only $5? Well, I'm currently doing a savings challenge, which we will see here in a moment. And majority of that money is going to go toward this month ahead fund, if not all of it. So hopefully once I finish, it'll cap off or top off my month ahead goal, which is $4,000. And that's including my fixed expenses, my variable expenses, extra money, extra cushion. 4K is the number that I came to. So yes, once we reach 4K, we'll put it in. I'm going to deposit it in my checking account, and I'll be comfortable to add a new envelope. And yeah, we can move on from there. But a rule that I did want to say, if I was going to put an envelope in here in this binder, I'm going to at least put $5. I'll let the exception be a savings challenge that's directly going to benefit the envelope or the fund, but I definitely want to contribute. If it's in here, it's going to get at least $5 every paycheck. Every time I get paid, every time whatever, I'm at least minimum $5. So that's month ahead. Moving on, we have my savings. So my goal with my savings for the year of 2023 is to have $1,000 in here, but my ultimate goal is to have like 10K in savings. I want about $10,000, just general savings, as a cushion. I didn't pull that money. That's actually in a savings account at a different bank, a different credit union. So I got this handy dandy placeholder $100 bill, and we'll be stuffing our savings envelope with this. So savings has $100. Different bank, meaning like I can't actually get to it quickly. It's not around the corner like my main bank. So yeah, she's fine where she's at, and once I get cash out for my savings account, we'll stuff it from there. Next is my emergency fund. So my dollar amount goal with my emergency fund is to first reach the general, $1,000 threshold. But ultimately, of course, I want to get to $4,000, $4,000 for my first month, 1 month of expenses, then 12, and then for 3 months, and then 24,000 for 6 months. And emergency fund for me is strictly in a situation where God forbid loss of employment or whatever, injury or something, like, just so I'm covered for my expenses for at least 3 months, 3 to 6 ideal. So emergency funds will also be getting a $100 placeholder slip. Forgot to pull it out. That's also in the bank that's far, far away, so that keeps me from touching that money. But yes, $100 in our emergency fund. And with my emergency fund, I'm also doing a different savings challenge that I hope to top off this fund, allocate the money from the savings challenge to my emergency fund. So where I hope to reach, it'll push me into it'll push me into 1,000, if not into the next, which will be the 3-month mark, or which will be the 1 month mark of $4,000. So we'll hope for that. Next we have car maintenance. Car maintenance is going to receive $35. So we have 20, 30, 35, 20, 30, $35 into car maintenance. My dollar amount goal for car maintenance is $1,000. I actually just got my car registered, and I got in my state, you have to get your car inspected first in order to receive your registration in the great state of Texas. So you can't get those separately anymore. They have to be together. And I just did that, so I'm good. And also immediately after I got my car registered and inspected and I passed all of that, my battery decided to go out when we had a little Arctic blast not too long ago. So battery went out, tires went crazy. It's just, I don't understand. The weather hit my car and she was like, no ma'am. So I had to get all that checked and fixed and buy new this and buy new that. As far as my tires are concerned, fortunately for me, my car battery was still under warranty, so I didn't have to pay for that. So hopefully nothing else goes crazy during my moving transitioning period, and I could just build upon this fund, hopefully to get 1K by the end of this year. I'll say that. I'll throw that out there. So that's car maintenance. Next will be annual fees, and annual fees is basically my annual fees on certain credit cards that I have that have annual fees and that I receive benefit for being a member of. I have Amex Platinum, Amex Gold, and I do want to talk about that on my channel here in personal finance, so it won't just be cash stuffings. I do want to talk about credit and credit products because I have pulled myself out. I'll just say out of a deep hole with my credit being bad and bad habits, and some bad habits I still have. But I do want to, share my experience with different credit products that I have. I have some pretty popular cards, so I would like to share that along with my new budgeting method and money management method. Also a little bit of lifestyle. Some of these credit cards have great perks and You get lounge access and so on and so forth. So I want to document some of that. Of course, the foundation of all of those things would be budgeting your money well, so that you can enjoy credit products without paying interest. Because if you're paying interest, you're paying the bank twice, especially if you have annual fees. So with that being said, I have some annual fees coming up pretty soon. So annual fees is gonna get $69. So we have 2, 4, 6. I hope I'm pulling the right bills. 20, 40, 60. 65. 66, 67, 68, 69. Alright, so $69, 2, 4, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69. Alright, and that's annual fees. And last but not least, for our first 6 envelopes, it'll be health/medical. It's gonna receive $35. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I move on, annual fees goal is to keep $1,050. That covers all annual fees that I have for credit cards. Now, is that quite steep? Absolutely. That's very expensive. However, with all my credit cards, I make sure I'm maxing out those benefits that the card pays for itself. So, yeah, we'll get into that later, but I'm definitely not being a sucker with these annual fees. It is quite steep. Anyway, again, health and medical, $35. My women's wellness check is coming up here next month, mid-February, I believe, or the end of February. So I'll definitely need, I won't need the copay, but as other stuff I want to get looked at, so I might receive a charge for that because it's outside of the general physical or women's wellness check. So with that being said, $35. We have 20, 30, 35 for health and medical. My goal for health and medical is I will be comfortable with $1,000 to $1,500 sitting in the fund for health and medical. I have great insurance, but this would also include like dental, vision. So, and dental work is expensive. Even if you have insurance, it's expensive. So, I want to have a good amount of money sitting in here to cover what insurance, doesn't cover. I do have great insurance, but who knows? I might max something out in a year because it's easy to do with dental work, and I need to pay the rest out of pocket or whatnot. So I'll have that fund of $1,000 to $1,500. Hopefully I meet that by the end of this year or before for health and medical. All right, so we are done with our first 6 savings envelopes, or sinking funds rather. And we're gonna move on to our savings challenges. So the first savings challenge I have going on will be the 52-week challenge. I won't say it's the first. It's not the first going on. I'm just starting it because it's the beginning of the year. I have another savings challenge that I'm doing that is I've already started. I started it. We'll get into that, but I'm gonna make it priority-ish. We'll see. It's gonna last me through the whole year, so it'll eventually become priority. But this is the 52-week challenge, but it's a version of the 52-week challenge in 5. So you see on the envelope I have $5 just to indicate the variance of the difference. It's not just $1, $2, $3. It's $5, $10, $15, $5 to $100 that you add in every week in $5 increments. And once it hits 100, you start over again at $5. There was one that had it in $5 increments and went all the way from $5 to like $260. I can't, no. I didn't want to put that type of pressure on myself. I wanted to give myself challenges that I felt challenged enough, but not overwhelmed. So with that being said, I said, I'm going to have to stop it. So I went into, I'm pretty sure this is out there somewhere. I'm pretty sure I didn't come up with this myself. But once I saw how the prior challenge, do I have it? No, I don't have it. When I saw how the prior challenge went past $100 and you're stuffing $260, and it just kind of, it was intimidating. I'll say that it intimidated me. So I was like, let me pace myself. Let me not go off the deep end here with the savings challenge. So I'll be stuffing it in $5 increments week to week. Once we hit $100, the following week I get to start over at $5. So it's a little bit of a break because budgets vary. Not trying to go above and beyond. But at the end of the year, I will have $2,490. I'm thinking about going ahead and finding some place to stuff an extra $10 so that I'll just go ahead and have in an even $2,500. And this money will be allocated to my emergency fund. So as I said before, I'm doing a savings challenge for my emergency fund. Hopefully, I don't have to give all the money to my savings challenge initially. As long as I've reached my initial goal, I'll take it easy on myself and allocate the money, to other places. If not, it'll be topped off. It'll be there regardless. I'm going to have the money. So with that being said, I do get paid bi-weekly. I have an interesting job situation going on right now. I'll just leave that there. But I will be stuffing for first and second week, $5 and $10 for a total of $15. So, oh my gosh, that's an ugly 5. It has a hole in it. Can you see? Oh my goodness. $15 for my 52-week savings challenge. Great little start off there. And I don't have no fancy color pencils, but I'll get those. What I do have is a highlighter. So I'm gonna mark that here. There we are. $15 in my 52-week savings challenge. Anything else that I have to say about the savings challenge? Nope. All right. So moving right along, we have another savings challenge. And that is the tried and true, the one I'm most excited about. The 100 envelope challenge. Oh, real long. It's a long video. 100 envelope challenge. Like I said, I started this before the 52. I started this last month in December. And so in a month, I got, I think, 25 or 24 envelopes stuffed. Let me grab those. Yeah, so here they are. Stuffed all of these already. And About to stuff some more. So I think I want to say I broke it down to 24 or 25 a month. So I've done that I did that in December. I met that goal in December. Now I'm trying to meet that for January. So let me get highlighter so we can track where we are. And we're going to stuff a total of $111 for the savings challenge for this pay period. We'll start off with a note. So for the envelopes that are 90 to 100, I went ahead and stuffed those with $100 bills to overstuff if I had it. I think I'm going to go ahead and make that a hard rule. I'm just going to go ahead and top it off for 90 to 100 with $100. I'm thinking about doing 40 to $50. I already have 43 filled in with 43 exactly. I'll probably just go ahead and add $7 to that. We'll see. But this week we're going to be stuffing 12 through 19 with the exception, 12 through 19 with the exception of 13 because I've already pulled and stuffed that one. After I stuff these, I want to go ahead and focus on the bigger numbers. So it'll be less, it might be less envelopes that I'm stuffing. Sorry if it shook the table. It might be less envelopes that I'm stuffing, but they're going to get done. I have a deadline of March 31st, but if I don't make it, I don't make it. I'm not even going to hold myself like that. I'm going to allocate this savings challenge to my month ahead, and hopefully that gets topped off. I'm pretty sure it will. I'm supposed to be able to yield 5,050 bare. I'm gonna be over that because I'm overstuffing, so I'm definitely gonna hit that mark. So I'm excited about that. What's left over after I meet my $4,000 goal for month ahead is to allocate a little bit to some debt that I have and allocate a little bit to myself for some shopping. I mean, this challenge is not a joke. So, so I feel like I should reward myself with a couple $100 in shopping. So without further ado, let's go ahead and stuff what we have this week. So $12. I'll move this one up. We're going to be using a lot of singles. So 10, 11, 12. I'm going to set it up here. 12. I'm going to invest in some cute little color markers, color pencils. I'm pretty sure I have them on. I just need to dig for them maybe. Next is 14. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. So how's y'all's New Year so far? How did you enjoy the new year? What are your goals for the new year outside of money? I know for me, I definitely have some weight loss goals and some other personal goals, romantic life goals. So let me know in the comments. Next envelope is $15. So 10 and a 5, 15. I also have some traveling goals, like the C word, the panoramic, really messed up a lot of traveling goals I had, and And then some other mishaps kind of threw off the money I had aside for traveling. So 2023, I'm definitely all international travel, maybe a little bit of domestic, but definitely focused on London and Spain and etc. So we're gonna see. Next is $16. 15, 16, 10, 15, 16. If I learn how to speed through in editing, I'm definitely going to speed through. Next is 17, 15, 16, 10, 15, 16, 17. $18, $18. And last but not least, we have 19. I need a new tray. 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And 19. All right, that's it for savings challenge. Everything's stuffed in the binder here. Thank you so much for watching my first video here on YouTube. First video ever. Yeah. Let's see. I'm open to any constructive criticism. My setup ain't the nicest, but it's gonna get better as I get better. My goal was just to get this started. My goal was just to get started, period. So you can improve on the goal. The goal is progress, not perfection. Amen. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Yeah, and that's it.